Is that even supposed to be art? The voice cracked across the room like a firecracker in a funeral. Derek's words didn't land gently, they never did. He was the kind of guy who chewed on silence just to spit it out in pieces. Loud, sharp, always watching for weakness like a hawk on a power trip. Mira sat still. Her paintbrush hung in the air like it forgot what it was for. She didn't look up. She never did. Not when the laughter followed. Not when the other kids smirked behind their phones. On her canvas of clouds. Gray, smeared, ominous. And beneath them, a streak of golden light barely pushing through. Looks like someone sneezed on it, Derek said again, louder now, angling for more laughs. This was the new normal since their real teacher, Mr. Ellery, had gone on medical leave. Today, a substitute stood quietly by the whiteboard. He hadn't spoken much. Didn't even raise his eyes. Just 5 letters written in lowercase. Mr. Kane. He looked like a man misplaced, older, maybe late 50s, with a weathered face and a limp in his left leg that made each step feel like memory dragging behind him. Wore a faded gray cardigan and brown shoes that had seen too many winters. Nobody took him seriously. Not yet. Derek leaned back. Hey, sub. You grading that? Or you blind too? The class cracked up. But Mr. Kane didn't blink. Didn't frown. He just walked, slow, steady, toward Myra's easel. He looked at her painting in silence. And then, so softly it barely reached past the brushstrokes, he said, "You painted silence." Myra's eyes widened. He didn't look at her. Just stared at the painting like he'd seen it before. Not the art, but the feeling. Silence after something loud, he whispered. The kind that doesn't leave a ringing, it just stays. Behind them, Derek rolled his eyes. What are you, Picasso's ghost? Still, Mr. Kane said nothing. Instead, he turned, picked up a piece of charcoal from the supply table, and knelt before the spare easel like he was preparing for something sacred. What happened next? Nobody laughed. Nobody breathed. Because in less than 2 minutes, he drew a memory the room wasn't ready for. With fingers stained in charcoal and time, Mr. Kane began to draw. No words. No lecture. Just movement, sharp, trained, precise. Like his hand wasn't drawing. It was remembering. First, a child, knees pulled to their chest, crouched inside a cracked building. Then, dust and rubble. Overhead, dark outlines of planes, the kind that didn't just fly. The kind that dropped fire. No blood. No gore. Just eyes. The eyes of a child who had seen more than life should allow. In 2 minutes, the room transformed. Even Derek wasn't breathing. His arms dropped from the back of his chair. His face, confused, unsure. Was this real? Mr. Kane stood slowly. Limped a little as he faced the room. I used to draw for intel teams, he began. His voice was quiet. Not weak, measured. Recon missions. War zones. I sketched what the cameras couldn't catch. Grief. Trauma. Human cost. He looked at Derek, no malice, no anger. Just tired eyes. I drew faces of children who never made it. Cities turned into ash. And you mock a storm on a canvas like you understand it? The class sat frozen. The air had weight. Like truth had walked in and no one knew where to stand. I don't care if you think it's ugly, he continued. Art isn't about beauty. It's about truth. And truth doesn't ask for applause. Derek shifted uncomfortably. His mouth opened, but no sound came. For once, he had nothing to say. Mira stared at her painting again. And for the first time, she saw it differently. Not broken. Honest. The bell rang. No one moved. Mr. Kane just wiped his hands and placed the charcoal stick down gently, like a weapon laid to rest. He walked back to the corner, sat down, and began cleaning brushes. The room, still frozen in awe, finally stirred. Whispers began, not mocking, but reverent. Mira looked over at Derek. He wasn't laughing. He wasn't speaking. He was just staring. Like something inside him had been rearranged. That afternoon, after the final bell, someone knocked softly on the supply room door. Mr. Kane opened it. Derek stood there. Alone. No crew. No swagger. Just stillness. I don't really know what to say, he muttered. He held out a towel. Thought maybe you could use a hand. Mr. Kane looked at him. Then nodded once. No words needed. From that day on, Derek still talked. Still joked. But something had changed. He didn't humiliate anymore. Didn't mock. And every once in a while, he'd stay behind, washing brushes beside Mira. Sometimes, silently sketching. Students noticed. Some followed. The art room was quieter now. More focused. And the walls slowly filled, not with rules or grades, but with raw, messy, honest paintings. Mr. Kane never told another war story. He never needed to. Because those who carry the loudest past often walk the quietest paths. And those who have seen destruction know exactly how to create beauty in its place.